and my friends joined a Pokemon Draft League. Every week we will face a new coach to determine who becomes the champion of the season. Will we make it to the top of the standings? What is going on today, and welcome to the Pokemon Draft Dynasty Draft League. This week, the Opelousas Roaring Moons are facing the Solar Hill Skarmories and Coach Onesie Bennett. They are undefeated at 3-0, and they have some scary threats on their team with Iron Treads, Cinderace, Iron Hens, and the worst of all, their Tera Captain Jolteon. Their Jolteon is Tera Electric, Fairy, and Ice, and this thing runs through our team. We have to pull out a lot of things to try to win this game. Let's look at the team that's going to do it. First up is Big Z, the Iron Bundle. We are carrying the Choice Specs with the ability Quark Drive, even though it's probably not going to prop this week. We're faster than everything on the team, and we are carrying Hydro Pump, Ice Beam, Freeze Dry, and Flip Turn. Hopefully we can get a lot of big damage off with this and Flip Turn around to get into a better position with our other Pokemon. Next, we have Booby the Gengar. It's carrying the Choice Scarf with the Cursed Body. It is outspeeding the entire team, barring any Scarf, Jolteon, or Iron Treads, which I don't think is coming to this game. We are carrying Shadow Ball, Sludge Bomb, Dazzling Gleam, and Destiny Bond last, just in case we need to proc it to get rid of Iron Hands or Iron Treads. Next is Kachow the Talonflame. It's carrying the heavy duty boots, and this week we are carrying the Gale Wings. That way we can try to outspeed any unburdened Hawlucha, because Hawlucha gives us a big problem. We're just faster than the entire team except for Jolteon, and we are carrying Hurricane, Flamethrower, Roost, and U-Turn. Next is two Chainsaws, the Low Kicks. We are carrying the Life Orb with Tinted Lens. We are Tera Bug this week with First Impression, Sucker Punch, Throat Chop, and U-Turn. We're hoping that Low Kicks can get a lot of U-turns off and get some First Impressions off and keep the pressure up the entire game. Next is the debut of G'day the Kamala. We're carrying the Assault Vest with Comatose because this is the only thing that can take any kind of hit from Jolteon. We're carrying Body Slam, Gunk Shot, Wood Hammer, and Rapid Spin. That way we can get rid of any kind of hazards that are on our side of the field at any point in the game. And then last but not least, we are bringing Fun Size the Tinkaton. We're Akaberry with Pickpocket to try to eat a hit from the Cinderace and steal its item, whether it's Boots or Band or Life Orb or something else. We are carrying a more defense-oriented Tinkaton this week with Stealth Rock, Gigaton Hammer, Play Rough, and Knockoff. Would you have done anything different? Let me know in the comments below, and while you're down there, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Now let's jump into this battle. Alright, we see our opponent brought the Jolteon, Sylveon, Hawlucha, Iron Hens, Iron Treads, and Cacturn. I'm really surprised to see no Cinderace, but that is really good for us. So, we're just going to lead off with our Low Kicks here because there is nothing on that side of the field other than Hawlucha that really wants to take a hit from us, and depending on the lead we might can just U-turn out into a different threat on our team. So we're going to see that they lead the Jolteon. First impression, straight up OHKOs this Jolteon, and if we can get rid of this thing turn one, that is great for us. So I'm just going to click first impression, and anything that wants to come in is going to take a lot of damage from this. And we're going to see they switch into Hawlucha, which is Mold Breaker, which means it's not unburdened. And we're going to Tera Bug here and get our first impression off, and see it does about 40%. And we take the Rocky Helmet chip. So they're kind of a bulkier Hawlucha for this game. I'm guessing exactly for this Low Kicks. So because we know that there are bulkier Low Kicks, we're going to switch into our Tinkaton and try to get Rocks up, because Rocks are actually pretty valuable for us this game. And the longer we can keep those up, the more things like Jolteon and Iron Treads and Iron Hands will take that chip damage, which puts a lot of things into range of Low Kicks in the late game. So they switch into Iron Treads, we get our Rocks up, and now I want to switch in to my Gengar because I'm actually predicting a Rapid Spin here, and I really want to keep these Rocks up on their side of the field. And if they go for the Rapid Spin, then obviously it's not going to hit us and it's not going to work. If we go into Talonflame, they could get the Rapid Spin off and get burned possibly, but I would really rather keep these Rocks up than get the burn on this Iron Treads. So Gengar comes in, and we see they actually went for the Stone Edge. So they were predicting the Talonflame there, so I'm going to click Destiny Bond here, just in case they want to stay in and go ahead and get rid of this Gengar. I can get rid of the Iron Treads, but they don't. They go straight into the Iron Hands, and because we're faster, we're actually not going to even be able to trap it with the Destiny Bond, so we need to switch here. So I'm going to go right back into my Tinkaton, and hopefully get a Play Rough off on this thing. That way Low Kicks or something else can do more damage to it later, because I'm assuming this is Assault Vest with the way that they brought it in. Tinkaton comes out, we see the Thunder Punch, we luckily don't get paralyzed, and now I can click Knockoff because I either take this thing's Assault Vest or I take whatever the Iron Treads' item is as they switch it in. And we're going to see that they switch in their Greaves, the Iron Treads, and we're going to knock off the leftovers on it. So that's actually really good for us because the more that this Pokemon comes in, the more damage it takes to Rocks, and it can't get rid of it. So now I'm going into Talonflame because we saw they didn't Rapid Spin, so I'm assuming they don't even have it on the set. So I'm going to go into Talonflame here and try to dodge a EQ. I would doubt that they click Stone Edge twice in a row. So we're just going to get our Talonflame in and hopefully get a Flamethrower or something off to start damaging this team, because Talonflame actually gives him a pretty big problem. So we see they go for the EQ, and obviously it doesn't hit us. And I can just click Flamethrower here because whatever they want to switch in has the chance to get burned, or we just do some damage to Jolteon if they want to make an aggressive switch, or we kill this Iron Treads. They switch out the Iron Treads and they go straight into their Sylveon. And we're going to get the flamethrower off, and we're actually going to get a burn, which is really big for us because that means that they don't get any more leftovers recovery for the rest of the game, which is huge for us on Sylveon because now things like low kicks will be in better range to deal with it. So I'm going to try to go for the Hurricane and maybe even get a Confusion. I'm kind of playing a hacks game right now, but we miss. So that's not great for us, and they get the Wish off. So now I just want to U-turn out because I doubt they're going to protect here. I just want to U-turn right into my Tinkaton to try to keep up some pressure on this Pokemon. And they actually switch out. They're going to switch into their Jolteon. So we're going to get priority switch in on their Jolteon. And when I'm looking at the team, this Iron Bundle is starting to look like it's going to do a lot of damage. So we can go straight into our Specs Iron Bundle here. And Hydro Pump OHKOs this Jolteon. And it does amazing damage to the Iron Hands, which I really am hoping they switch in so we can get some damage off on. So we're just going to go straight into our Iron Bundle. So we get the Hydro Pump off, and it doesn't kill. They are revealed to be Assault Vest on that one turn, and that is not any kind of Jolteon set that was on my radar. I figured they would be Specs or Life Orb or Boots, but never did I think they would be Assault Vest. So they actually live, and the Volt Switch is going to take out the Iron Bundle, and that's just a good bring on their part. But now we're on the back foot, and we don't have a lot that we can do here. They send out the Iron Hands, and we're going to send out the Tinkaton. Again, just hoping that we can get a Play Rough or something off. Then I see a line here where we can actually bring ourselves back into this game a little bit because they have switched their Iron Treads into the Tinkaton twice now. So we can call that out and go into our Talonflame, which then can U-turn on the Sylveon coming in, and we can get our Gengar. That way we can do a lot of damage to the team because Gengar right now is the one thing that we can pressure really well with. And we've seen what their switch-ins to both those Pokemon are, so we're going to try to go for this line. So I'm going to double right into my Talonflame, expecting the Iron Treads here. And we see they switch out. As we go into our Talonflame, they switch out into their Iron Treads. So everything is working so far. Like I said, I'm just going to click U-turn here, expecting the Sylveon to come in. That way we can get our Gengar onto this field, or maybe even our Low Kicks onto the field, because as I'm looking, Low Kicks' first impression and U-turn will kill Sylveon from the range that it's at. So we can actually keep up momentum a little bit more, even with bringing in Low Kicks. So we do see they go into the Sylveon, we get the U-turn off just like we thought. And now, like I said before, we can bring out the Low Kicks actually instead of the Gengar here, and U-turn to kill and go into something that will keep the Jolteon off of the field, because that is the main threat to our team, and that is the thing we don't want to come out and just get free turns. So we switch out and go into the Talonflame, because at this point, Hurricane from Gale Wings does have a chance to kill the Jolteon if they do go out into it. It is just a matter of if I want to risk that. So they do go into the Jolteon, and they're at a little bit higher HP than what I remembered them being at. So I actually kind of misplayed here by going into the Talonflame, because I don't quite kill. I have like a 6% chance to kill here, but that is not great. So I am going to try to just go into my Komala here to eat up the hits from this Jolteon, because that's the whole reason we brought it anyways. So we switch into Komala, and they are going to go for the Thunderbolt, and we'll see it does about 25%, which is not bad. And we can get a Body Slam off here because we either kill this or we will get a Para on something else potentially, and we'll see what their switch into the Komala is. They do go into Hawlucha, and we're going to get the Body Slam off, and sadly no Para, and we are going to take Rocky Helmet Chip. And at this point, it's not even really worth saving the Komala. We could save it for a sack, but it doesn't eat up 2 more Jolteon hits, and they go for the Defog. So I'm just going to stay in and try to get a Body Slam Para, because especially after this Defog, if we can get a full Para after the Para turn and get Tinkaton into set rocks back up, that's our best option. And they roost, and then we finally do get the Para after the 3rd Body Slam. And at this point, like I said, I'm going straight into Tinkaton, because this is our opportunity to get rocks back up, because we really, really want those rocks up on their side of the field for Jolteon to keep continuing to get chipped down the more that it comes in. They do get fully parried, which sucks for them, but that is the reason that we went for all those Body Slams. And now we're going to get our rocks back up, as they are probably going to go into their Iron Tread. They do switch out into the Iron Treads. We get the rocks up. And now I'm thinking they've shown Defog on the Hawlucha. They had not Rapid Spin yet on the Iron Treads, so I don't think that this Iron Treads has Rapid Spin. I could go into Gengar here trying to predict it, but I'm just guessing that an EQ is going to come out, and I don't want to risk the Stone Edge. And it's because Stone Edge would kill Gengar and it would kill Talonflame, and I really need to keep health on Talonflame, because like I said, the next time that the Jolteon comes in, the Hurricane actually will kill. So if we can keep our Gale Wings up on the Talonflame, that would be really, really good for us. So I want to sack the Komala here, actually, to get a free switch in to something depending on what his move is next. And we are going to see that they actually are also carrying Rapid Spin. They have Defog and Rapid Spin on this team. So it's a little tough for us because now the Talonflame doesn't outspeed anymore. The only thing that does outspeed is our Scarf Gengar, which has not been revealed to be carrying Focus Blast or not yet, which we are not, but I can bluff it at least. And Shadow Ball does have a chance to kill it at this point, but they're going to switch out and go into their CAG turn. So Shadow Ball is going to do about 30 or 35% here, which is not great, but Tinkaton is a really good check, so we're just going to go straight into our Tinkaton on this CAG turn. We switch to Tinkaton and they get a spike up, which is not great for us, but it's not the end of the world. So like I've said, every single time we've went into this Tinkaton, they have went into Iron Tread, so I'm just making the switch again into the Talonflame because we can just get a flamethrower off, and they'll have to give us something at this point because Jolteon will die. They probably will give us the Hawlucha, if anything. And like always, they switch right out into their Iron Treads, so we are back in the driver's seat again. We're in a really, really good position at this point. Our opponent does end up giving us the Hawlucha. Flamethrower doesn't quite kill on the first one, and here I kind of misplayed. I should have just Flamethrowered again, because if they brought in the Jolteon, we could just click Hurricane because we were Gale Wings Hurricane, but because I clicked U-turn, we made contact with the Rocky Helmet and we lost our Gale Wings. So now Jolteon is a little bit bigger of a threat, but we still have low kicks, which is really good for us. So I'm going to click the U-turn here, and low kicks is actually what we're going to swap into. We're pressuring with first impression here, or U-turn if they want to go into the Iron Hands. And here is the biggest read of the entire game. They go out into their Handsome Jack, and at this point, I'm thinking, okay, they are 100% spiky shielding on this first impression. So I'm going to click Sucker Punch to get around that. And now at this point in the game, I've revealed Sucker Punch. I don't know what this CAG turn is carrying other than Spikes and Spiky Shield, but if they are carrying Sucker Punch, if I Sucker Punch here, their Sucker Punch is going to fail, so I'm assuming they're not going to Sucker Punch here, and I'm just going to click U-turn, because I'm thinking this thing is either going to switch out and stay back as a Gengar switch in, or they're just going to go for another spike or something. But I'm assuming that this is going to switch out and I'm going to get a U-turn off on something. And I was 100% wrong. They went for Sucker Punch and they just killed our low kicks just like that. And at this point, it is pretty clear that this game is over. I won't even call that a misplay. I think I would make that play 9 times out of 10. I think Sucker Punching from their point of view was a little weird to me, because like I said, if mine goes first, theirs fails, and they do no damage to me, and Tinted Lens Sucker Punch definitely is hard for them, and then Scarf Gengar comes in and it starts Shadow Balling because they don't have a resist anymore. So I make that play 9 times out of 10, and they called it, and we just got it wrong. So we go back into the Talonflame, they switch out and go into their Iron Hands, and they get the Flamethrower, and we get the burn. But at this point, as long as they keep Talonflame chipped at least by 1 point so we don't have Gale Wings, their Jolteon wins the game, because at this point I only have a few things to switch into the Jolteon. Jolteon comes in and claims a kill, and then I can go Gengar, but they always can go CAG turn and force out with Sucker Punch, and I go right back into Talonflame, and it's just a never-ending loop of that, and we do not win. We don't win that battle. I roost-stall the Iron Hand a little bit to try to stay at full, but of course they're not going to let me do that, and I need to go into the Tinkaton. They get the Earthquake, and I go for the Play Rough thinking that they'll just sack it, but they don't. They go into their Iron Hands, and at this point in the game, Tinkaton is going to have to go down to the Iron Hands, and then I'm going to go into the Gengar to try to pressure with Shadow Ball again, but like I said, with the CAG turn alive, all they have to do is sack, go into the CAG turn, and click Sucker Punch. They have more sacks than we do, and that is pretty much what it comes down to. We actually don't even kill the Iron Treads from that point, and they kill the Gengar. Talonflame's going to come in, and it is going to kill the Iron Treads, and then they're going to go into their Jolteon and kill us with Thunderbolt. And that is the game. We actually lose 3-0, and there was definitely some stuff I could have done a little bit better in the game. Honestly, U-turning on the Hawlucha was a little bit bad for me. I should have hit my Gale Wings up. It was actually really valuable versus the low health Jolteon, even without the Hawlucha being unburdened. And like I said with the low kicks play, I think I make that play 9 times out of 10. Maybe other people don't make that play, but I think I always make that play there. I think Sucker Punching from their end always seems a little bit off to me. So he made the call out, and that was just good on his part, but maybe preserving low kicks was also just a better play, just not even doing anything with low kicks and hard swapping out into my Tinkaton, because Cacturn doesn't really get away to hit Tinkaton at all. Definitely got a little bit lucky with the burns on things like Sylveon. The burn on Iron Heads at the end, they were always in a winning position once the low kicks went down, so I don't think it even really mattered that much. It maybe let me claw back another differential, but that was pretty much it. And that is the week 4 game. We are now sitting at 1-3, but again, it's not over. I mean, these are all brand new people that I'm playing, and we have 4 weeks left in the season. We can still end up being 4-4 or 5-3 if we went out and making playoffs. I think even though I'm 1-3, I'm still in playoffs right now. I'm the 8th seed, even though I'm 1-3. So who knows what's going to happen? This is a crazy, crazy season, and hopefully people are sticking around to watch it from everybody's point of view. But that's it. If you like what you saw, like, comment, subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next one. See ya.